Hey guys, welcome back. This is Katrina, aka Trina Moto, and I wanted to come on here and talk about my MSF experience. So, my MSF stands for Motorcycle Safety Foundation course. Basically, is a 15-hour course where you spend 10 hours physically in class with an instructor, rider, coach, and 5 hours you spend on an online course that you do on your own. Once you complete the 5 hours online, you get a certificate that says you passed, if you do pass, and you bring that in. And once you get to your in-person class, they verify that this is indeed correct, you made it there, and then you get to sit into class. So me as a beginner, a complete beginner, somebody who's never operated a motorcycle in my life, definitely been on a scooter before, but never driven a motorcycle. Always been a cager. You'll learn that term eventually. But I will have to say that the MSF was a bit grueling for me because as a complete noob, I didn't really know how crazy it was going to be. And not that it was crazy, it was just a lot of information in one go and for 2 days. So I mentioned 15 hours in total. The first day we were in the classroom. We spent some time in the classroom getting to know each other, getting to know our rider coach, Dr. Barbara. Love you, badass. We got to meet our classmates. We did a little introduction. And at the end of our in-class portion, we took a written exam. I believe it was only maybe 25 questions or something like that, but it was based on information in a booklet that we had to download from Amazon because I guess the company who created the course no longer creates physical booklets about this course, and so we had just had to download it from Amazon. It was cheap, it was only $2.99, so it wasn't difficult per se. It was more just some of it is common knowledge, maybe common sense as some people would call it, but I wouldn't say that common sense is really all that common anymore. But if you're somebody who can read and understand and you have a pretty decent head on your shoulders, I don't think you'll have a problem at all. So that being said, we spent that time, and then once we were done with our written exams, we went straight out onto the range. And so once you get there, oh, I forgot to mention, you do have to bring your physical certificate that you print out to your class. You have to bring your driver's license, and you also have to bring the gear that you will be needing for riding. So they recommended jeans, long sleeves, gloves that covered your wrist, a helmet if you did have one, because they did provide them. Definitely would recommend getting a balaclava or a little cap so that you could cover yourself, sanitarily. Good practice. I also think you could bring your own gloves, but she did provide gloves and I believe like safety glasses. So if you wear glasses, I would recommend wearing your glasses, or I wear glasses but I wore contacts, and you are allowed to wear sunglasses as well. So as long as you have eye protection, or if your helmet has a visor, as long as something is covering your eyes, you should be good. But I would have to say the most nerve-wracking part of that particular day was just being such a noob and seeing as, there were different skill levels of people that I was in class with. The people who had experience, it was kind of like muscle memory. So seeing them get back into it, it came much more naturally to people. Again, propensity for each person is going to be different because some people in the class had already been riding dirt bikes. Other people had experience but hadn't been riding for a long time. And then you have someone like me who has never ridden a motorcycle, driven a motorcycle. I take it back. So after that, yes, the first day and the second day, there's going to be a lot of information thrown at you. And the reason that I appreciate Dr. Barbara so much and her teaching style is it's just very much no bullshit. She wants to make sure that you get things right, and she wants to catch you on your bad habits early on. She just wants to nip that in the bud, because when you're out there, and especially I live in South Florida, people here are not the most considerate on the road, of any vehicle. So I would say the reason why she was the way she was is to ensure that we don't die, which is more than anyone could really ever ask for, because she is definitely somebody who goes above and beyond in her teaching style rather than just going by the book and the curriculum that is given to her. So I appreciate her very, very much for all of her time and energy that she does. She adds her own ways to remember things. There are definitely things that will stick in your head because you don't want to forget them. And it's helpful to learn that on the first day, once you have that introduction, once you have the taste of, this is how it's going to be. So yes, it's a lot of information, but I think it's helpful to really immerse yourself immediately into that so that you know what you're getting yourself into for the second day. So the second day, we were immediately out on the range from the crack of dawn, and we practiced exercises on the bike pretty much the entire early morning into the afternoon before we took our skills test. And so the skills test was very short. It is, and she sets up each exercise that she grades you on, and you have to perform it one at a time. So depending on your place in line, essentially, with your classmates, I was last. So I would have to say that it benefited me being last because I was so new, and to be able to see how everybody else did their skills kind of helped me feel more comfortable with how I could go about it when it was my turn, because there were so many emotions. There were a lot of moments where I felt myself really like tweaking under the pressure, but in a good way. So like just learning how to talk to myself, to calm myself down, to think about what I was going to do and how to properly concentrate and just focus all my energy into not messing up, basically. And not even not messing up, but just making sure that I felt confident enough to go forward, even if I was scared shitless. But it was easily one of the best experiences for myself in general and in 2025 so far, because if you can get through this class, you can pretty much get through anything. So that aside, I would have to say highly recommend my instructor and the school. I will definitely include the information in the description once I post this. But once again, a 15-hour course, 5 hours online, 10 hours in person. Bring snacks, bring water, bring an extra change of clothes if you want to. That way you can change out of your clothes after the test. Come prepared, thirsty for knowledge, and wanting to pass. Because the more that you try, because take it from me, I definitely felt like the weakest link because it was so new, but at the same time, I passed. So if I could get through it, you could definitely get through it. And just know that once you get out there and once you earn it, you'll be really, really proud of yourself, and you'll be glad that you did, because the rest that comes afterward is super exciting. So thank you guys for watching. I hope this was informative. Stick around for more. Thanks, bye.